Today's article is coherent sources of light. Mind well, this is very important condition that the two sources must be coherent to have a interference pattern. And therefore, a question will be asked, what are coherent sources? What are coherent sources? How they can be obtained? Now, first of all, let us see what are coherent sources. What are coherent sources of light? Now, if two sources of light are having same frequency, the phase difference between them is zero or constant. Such a sources of light are called coherent sources. So here, if the two sources of light are having same frequency, the phase difference between them is zero or constant, such sources of light are called coherent sources. And this is very important condition to form the interference pattern. See here, all these sources of light, they are not coherent sources. Even though in a room or in a hall, the two tube lights are glowing. These two tube lights or two bulbs, they are not coherent. Their wavelength may change or they may not be in a phase, and that's why these two sources, they are not coherent, and that's why we have to obtain the coherent sources. To obtain these coherent sources, a special arrangement, it is explained by scientist Young. That is double slit experiment. And this arrangement, it is like this. Suppose this is the primary slit. And this is the secondary slit. So this is primary slit. This primary slit is illuminated by a light of monochromatic source. And this light is allowed to fall on this primary slit. When the light it is going to fall on this slit, that time by Huygens principle, by forming the wavefronts, this light it is propagated in further direction and it is allowed to fall on the two slits S1 and S2. Here again, when this light it is passing through the slit, that is traveling in the form of wave fronts. These wave fronts, they are going to interfere with each other, and therefore we are getting the interference pattern. Now here, when these slits they are illuminated by a certain wavefront, part of that wavefront it is transmitted through it, and for wavefront we have said that all the particles or all the points on the wavefront they are in a same phase, or phase difference between them it is equal to 0 or constant, and thus these two sources of these slits S1 and S2 that act as a secondary sources of light. These secondary sources of light that forms a interference pattern. This interference pattern that can be obtained on the screen. So this way we can produce the two current sources. Next is interference Young's double slit experiment. The scientist Young, he has designed this arrangement, and he has obtained the interference pattern. We will try to obtain the interference pattern by using Young's ideas. Here, a question can be asked on this. Draw neat label diagram to obtain interference pattern by using Young's experiment. Now, to draw this interference pattern, Young has considered double slit experiment. Here in a question they may ask by using Young's double slit experiment. So this is the point source. Next, here is a biconvex lens. Light is allowed to fall on this. Next, when this light is falling on the biconvex lens, these oblique rays are becoming parallel. And it forms a plane wavefront. Like this. So this is the plane wavefront. Now let us consider a slit. This is S1 slit. This is S2 slit. Plain work front, it is allowed to fall on the slit AB. Next, by using the compass, we can obtain the wave front. Here I am having some instrument like a thread, and by using this we will obtain the interference pattern. Mind well, here the dotted line, it will represent the trough, and this continuous line that will represent the crest. And this way we are getting very fine interference pattern. Here, if we draw a tangent, suppose this is the screen. Next, we have said that the continuous line, it is the crest, and dotted line, it is the trough. Next, S1, S2, slit. AB or right, L, lens, S, monochromatic source, of light. Look at this. Here the crest, crest, trough, trough, crest, crest, trough, trough, they are going to coincide with each other, and therefore these points, they are nothing but points of constructive interference. They will form a constructive interference. Here the crest and crest it is going to coincide, and the crest and crest it is going to coincide. Therefore, the bright point is going to form. Or a point of maximum intensity. This is also called as a central bright point. Next here, again, a trough and crest is going to form. This point will be of minimum intensity. Here crest and crest is going to coincide. Trough and trough is going to coincide. Therefore, it is maximum intensity point. This is a minimum intensity point. This is a minimum intensity point. This is a maximum intensity point. This is a minimum intensity point. Now the phase difference between the center of the slit and this point, it is 0, and that's why a maximum intensity point is formed. It is called as a central bright point. On both sides, the minimum intensity and maximum intensity points are formed. They are nothing but the dark and bright points which are formed on the screen alternately on both sides of the central bright point, and therefore it is called as a interference pattern. So this way we can draw this type of interference by using Young's experiment. Next, these points, that is points of minimum intensity, maximum intensity, minimum intensity on both sides, they are called as the fringes. They are called as the fringes. Now, the distance between any two bright or dark points on any side of this interference pattern, it is called as a fringe width.